A pleasant, a pleasant good morning from the News and Current Events Department of Kear Communications Network Incorporated. Today is Wednesday, January 15, 2025. Welcome to the 6 a.m. edition of Kear News Line. In our top stories, Capitol building fire incident prime suspect Thomas Edwards accuses the Liberia National Police and the National Security Agency of human rights violation, but government denies the accusation. Government of Liberia to launch 8.4 billion national development plan in Buchanan City. Finance Minister Augustine Kafwan says the plan will address critical national issues. Hundreds of Liberians, including legislators, be farewell to 40 Nima County Senator Prince Johnson, describing him as the godfather of traditional politics. And in foreign news, at least 120 people killed in random shooting in the Dar es Salaam area of Sudan. My name is Aloysius Chea. I'm presenting the 6 a.m. edition of the program. Let's Many thanks for joining us on the program Kear News Line at 6 a.m. Let's bring you the full bulletin of news from the news center. The prime suspect in the Capitol building fire incident has linked the National Security Agency and the Liberia National Police to human rights violation, torture, and inhuman treatment purposely to falsely criminate lawmakers and others. On Monday, a male identified as Thomas Etheridge, accompanied by his lawyers and family members, dramatically appeared before criminal could be following a raid of high-risk couples filed by his lawyer seeking his immediate release from what they term as unlawful detention. Speaking in an interview with reporters at the court, suspect Edridge, who looked very pale, narrated his ordeal during his custody that he was beaten mercilessly on several occasions. According to suspect Edridge, he was taken to the Capitol building and other locations. Mischief gas stations believed to be the area the gas was taken to use to set the portion of the building ablaze. Maryland County Senator Blair Brown has described fallen Senator Prince Johnson as a defender of Nima County. Senator Brown noted that the late Nima County Senator was the longest serving senator in the history of Liberia, made significant gains for the country, adding that his passing is a great loss to the country and its people. Senator Blair Brown made these comments as the state funeral of the late Senator Prince Johnson up Capitol Hill Tuesday. The Maryland County Senator further urged Vice President Jeremiah Cole to be an exemplary leader for citizens of Nima County, especially during this time of bereavement. During the state funeral of the late Senator Prince Johnson on Capitol Hill Tuesday, hundreds of citizens from all parts of Liberia gathered to bid farewell to the 40 Nima County Senator for his unforgettable contributions to the country. Government of Liberia has disclosed plans to launch an 8.4 billion six-pesos national development plan in Port City of Buchanan. Addressing Minka regular press briefing Tuesday, Finance Minister Augustine Kafwan indicated that the five-year national development plan is aimed to foster progressive development. According to Minister Kafwan, the 8.4 billion six pillars national development plan include economy, infrastructure and roads, rule of law, agriculture, education, sanitation, and tourism. He stated that President Buhari, heads of ministries and agencies, ambassadors, civil society organizations are expected to raise dedication. Ms. Augustine Kafwan called on donor partners to support the 5-year National Development Plan for Inclusive Development. Meanwhile, Minister Kafwan has revealed that Liberia is being selected for the LNG combat organized by the Israeli government. He said President Walker is expected to lead a delegation to Jerusalem in February to represent the country on its selection. The Liberia Revenue Authority Director General Double Jeddah has vowed to intensify the use of digital tools to simplify processes and enhance efficiency in revenue generation. Speaking at a press conference in Monrovia Tuesday, Double Jeddah emphasized the need for taxpayers to embrace digital platforms to foster collaboration and strengthen partnerships with stakeholders. He stated that achieving revenue target is top among priorities of the Revenue House, highlighting collective action and shared responsibility as key. The LRA boss at the same time urged employees at the Liberia Revenue Authority to remain united and steadfast to ensure greater achievements in 2025. Former President George Weah aide Sekou Carrasco Damaro has described the apology of Senator DeLong as deceptive, urging Liberians not to accept. Carrasco told journalists that the apology rendered by Senator DeLong clearly shows how the Unity Party lied its way to power and said deceptive politics was dangerous for Liberia's democracy. Carrasco argued that the UP regime under President Walker has nothing to offer the country, evidenced by the many unexplained fire outbreaks, mysterious deaths, and disregard for the rule of law. It can be recalled that on Monday, Montserrat County Senator Abraham Darius DeLon has publicly apologized to former President George Weah for criticizing him for riding a private jet when he served as president. The Liberia National Police has denied allegations of torturing Thomas Edred, a prime suspect in the Capitol building fire incident. Speaking on a local radio show Tuesday, police spokesperson Cecilia Clark said at no time was Thomas Edred tortured by national security. Madam Clark noted that it is the responsibility of the police to arrest based on warrant when there is a probable cause. She termed the alleged torture of Thomas Edward as baseless, describing it falsehood on the internet to derail the operations of the police. A volunteer teacher at the Baytown Public School in Pool River District 17 is calling on the Boca County administration to take appropriate actions by incorporating volunteer teachers on the Ministry of Education's payroll. According to Wesley Johnson, volunteer teachers at the institution have been providing services for a long period, stressing the need for urgent inclusion on the MOE's payroll. He added that volunteer teachers at the Baytown Public School are currently teaching major subjects in the senior high division with nothing being done to appreciate them for their sacrifices. Wesley Johnson made these comments in an interview with Kear News Tuesday. He maintained that refusal for their consideration on the ministry's payroll has created huge setback for they and their respective families. Baytown Public School is the only public school in the area that is providing education for hundreds of underprivileged students. The Liberia National Police Maggie County Detachment and marketeers at the most famous Boston Market were early Tuesday engulfed with serious clash over the issue of street selling. The police Maggie County's detachment effort to reinforce measures to end street selling was greeted with a serious resistance from marketeers. Speaking to Kear News, the aggrieved marketeers termed the police action as a setback for them, adding that such move is only intended to cause losses in their businesses. According to them, their goods were forcefully taken by police officers, describing such action as unlawful and undermines the tenets of democracy. The aggrieved marketeers at the same time vowed to specify action if government fails to address their complaint of police continuing harassment. And the visiting high-power delegation of the World Bank on Tuesday toured the Mount Coffee hydropower plant and other facilities being operated by the Liberian Electricity Corporation that is receiving funding in Liberia. Speaking during a brief welcoming ceremony, LC Interim Managing Director Thomas Gunkowan disclosed that all government entities will become paying current bills effective beginning next month. According to him, all government ministries, commissions, bureaus, and agencies will be issued prepaid meters in order to strengthen the cooperation financially. He also disclosed that the Liberia Electricity Corporation will begin opening branches in the 73 districts and will start with an initial five. Meanwhile, the head of the delegation of the World Bank, Usmani Ndiaganan, who is also the World Bank Vice President for Western and Central Africa, expressed satisfaction on the work done by the LC. Earlier, the delegation of the World Bank was taking unguided tour of the Man Coffee Hydro Plant, the CSLG plant, among many others. That's the latest in the news bulletin. Let's quickly bring you voices of those making the news. But before, let's read you one of the stories we are following. Hundreds of Liberians, including legislators, being fed way to former Nima County Senator Prince Johnson, describing him as the godfather of traditional politics. Let's now bring you the voices of those making the news. The prime suspect in the Capitol building fire incident has linked the National Security Agency and the Liberian National Police to human rights violation, torture, and inhuman treatment purposely to falsely incriminate lawmakers and others. On Monday, a man identified as Thomas Edridge, accompanied by his lawyers and family members, dramatically appeared before criminal could be following a raid of habeas corpus filed by his lawyer seeking his immediate release from what they term as unlawful detention. Speaking in an interview with reporters at the court, suspect Edridge, who looked very pale, narrated his ordeal during his custody that he was beaten mercilessly on several occasions.
The longest serving senator in our
Thomas
history
Godrich.
apart. The defender of the people of Lima apart. The great advocate for the people of Lima County apart.
I remember where I was for almost 1 hour, 10 minutes for the traffic. I know until it's deep in front. Very deep.
Let me see that clap.
I never believe I can. As soon as I was there, the person is going to call again. The first question that I'm asking, he said, you know me. I don't know me. He said, let me tell you something. Your boss man, you can fuck off me. You can never fuck off me. One make him fuck off me. So we do that anything. Then he said, we're calling, we do the whole thing with after I've been able to okay, I'm not the national fire station. That means they had three other persons that they carry to that place there for I think 3 days. They come the statement that he started me to say, I call the people, all of me to the person was from CDC, etc. So before the calling the place, they say, I have to pay on me, the calling. I said, you calling your prayer so they far from that kind of incident. You call your prayer so administration, you call your I think it was a general project. I've done my friends from the across the workers. So making people security is about I thought me security it start creating me, make a job. Sorry. Nothing is not give me for almost 5 minutes. Then he said the other recording the so where measure. I said the problem here, all the minutes is they're my co-workers. They want people are making me in that place. They want people are making support push. The other where you recording there, he told me how the work is overall the come to my attention. I didn't know so I told him to put on myself that you are bringing the man you for the protest because who are bringing people for the protest. Now we got to the government compound that moment company people having now and then quarterly. I didn't get protest. He said you lie, it's a pity. It's a pity. People they brought out statement.
The prime suspect in the Capitol building fire incident, Thomas Edridge, explaining his ordeal. Meanwhile, the Liberia National Police has denied allegations of torturing Thomas Edridge, a prime suspect in the Capitol building fire incident. Speaking on a local radio show Tuesday, police spokesperson Cecilia Clark said at no time was Thomas Edridge tortured by national security. Madam Clark termed the alleged torture as baseless, describing it force who only intended to derail the operations of the police.
This situation will not be derailed. The issue here is the Capitol building was allegedly there was an ISO attack at the Capitol. It was established by the police, and nobody going to play politics with this. Nobody. Our system is an adversary system. You get a day to meet your accuser in court, and the police have all rights to arrest based on warrant when there's probable cause and in plain view, and there are other cause for his arrest. We'll update you as the investigation unfolds or anything you can get to me and we'll make it clear. And thank you to the Liberian public for listening always for our side of the story. Because most of the time when we hear police, they make this clear. The issue of torture is business, is misinformation, malinformation. Nobody going to treat this particular bringing alleged bringing of the capital as politics. No, nobody is going to be scot-free. You'll be arrested by the police, charged and forwarded. He was never tortured. But it's a lie that will derail the whole process.
Police spokesperson Madam Cecilia Clark. Maryland County Senator Blackburn Brown has described former Senator Prince Johnson as the defender of Nema County. Senator Brown noted that the late Nema County Senator, who was the longest serving senator in the history of Liberia, made significant gains for the country, adding that his passing is a great loss to the country and its people. Senator Blackburn Brown made his comments at the state funeral of the late Senator Prince Johnson of Capitol Hill Tuesday.
The billion of the Liberian Senate have passed. The longest serving senator in our history have passed. The defender of the people of Lima have passed. The great advocate for the people of Lima County have passed. We want to, on behalf of the Liberian Senate, Madam Johnson is hard to take. Please accept the heartfelt condolences of the Liberian Senate. Your husband, we held him in high esteem because amongst us, he was our lawyer, he was the longest serving, and for his age, we respected him. So whenever we had issues, we look up to him for leadership, for advice.
The Maryland County Senator further urged Vice President Jeremiah Cohn to be an exemplary leader for citizens of Nema County, especially during this time of bereavement.
Take courage. Your Excellency, the Vice President, we watch and see you how you move. The President is saying the widow and her children need direction. The people of Nema are weeping, also crying, mourning. They need leadership. The rest of the country is looking at you. Provide leadership. Yes, you will continue to cry. For at this moment, we ask you to take part and provide the leadership that we so need. To the caucus and the great people of Nema, on behalf of the Liberian Senate, we extend profound sympathy to all of you.
Maryland County Senator Blackburn Brown paying tribute on behalf of the Liberian Senate at the state funeral of the former Nema County Senator Prince Johnson. The government of Liberia disclosed plans to launch an $8.4 billion six-pillar national development plan in the port city of Buchanan. Addressing Megan regular press briefing Tuesday, Finance Minister Augustine Kafua indicated that the 5-year National Development Plan is aimed to foster progressive development. According to Minister Kafwan, the 8.4 billion six pillar National Development Plan include economic, infrastructure, and roads, rule of law, agriculture, education, sanitation, and tourism.
Will be the context of granting of the cabinet tomorrow for the motion of the plan. The president will launch the plan. Heads of branches of government will be there. Ambassadors will be there. Heads of development agencies will be there. Civil society organizations will be there. We're not only going to launch the national development plan. We have not only crafted a national plan, but we have crafted 15 county development agendas. So each county has its development agenda. So if you are from Nimba, there is a development agenda for Nimba County. Crafted in consultation with the stakeholders, wherever, and ask the people, what are your priorities? What do you want? If you are from Birmingham, if you are from Ground Crew, there's a Ground Crew development agenda. And the stakeholders in Ground Crew will be reading the agenda. If you are from Riverside, if you are from River, Mosarado, there's a Mosarado development agenda. So what is going to happen tomorrow is that the national plan is going to be launched, and the county plan, actually we call the county development agenda, is the county plan also. Each county, there will be a vote. We as a government, through our budget, will be supporting the national development plan.
Meanwhile, Minister Augustine Gafwan has revealed that Liberia is being selected for the Energy Compact organized by the Israeli government.
Ghana is going to lead with a great delegation. There is I'm going to do a delegation along with the Minister of Mines and Energy, Force of Energy. We are going to Jerusalem because the World Bank and African Development Bank have put together a program to help Africa. We call it Mission 300. The intention is to bring electricity access to 300 million Africans before 2010. So Liberia has been selected as one of 15 African countries to develop what is called the Liberia Energy Compact. The Energy Compact is the plan on what we're going to do to increase energy access. Currently, around 32% so energy people will get light. Between now and the full time that we intend for the access to which as close as 90%. About 80 to 90%. So it's ambitious. Some other countries have achieved 95%. So in this period, what we have to bring our national development plan is going to be a net movement to increase energy generation, distribution, transmission. As we speak, the two World Bank vice presidents, they went to my coffee this morning.
Liberia's Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Augustine Kafwan, speaking at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism regular press briefing Tuesday. You are listening to the 6 a.m. edition of Kear News Line on this Wednesday, January 15, 2025. My name is Aloysius Chea with this presentation. In our top stories, Captain Building Fire Incident Prime Suspect Thomas Edridge accused the Liberia National Police and the National Security Agency of human rights violation, but government denies the accusation. Government of Liberia to launch 8.4 billion national development plan in Buchanan City. Finance Minister Augustine Gaffron says the plan will address critical national issues. Hundreds of Liberians, including legislators, be farewell to former Nima County Senator Prince Johnson, describing him as the godfather of traditional politics. In 4 news, at least 120 people killed in random shooting in the Dar es Salaam area of Sudan. We take a short break to be back with more developments. Many thanks for joining us on the program. In more development, Liberia Revenue Authority Director General Double Jada has vowed to intensify the use of digital tools to simplify processes and enhance efficiency in revenue generation. Speaking at a press conference in Monrovia Tuesday, Double Jada emphasized the need for taxpayers to embrace digital platforms to foster collaboration and strengthen partnerships with stakeholders.
The LIA will intensify the use of digital tools to simplify processes and enhance efficiency. And we encourage taxpayers to embrace these platforms, foster collaboration, strengthen partnerships with stakeholders, including the media and businesses and community leaders and the international partner community will be key to achieving even greater success in 2025. In conclusion, exceeding the 12.4 revenue target is a momentous achievement that underscores the potential of collective action and shared responsibility. However, it is also a reminder that our work is far from complete. Together, we can build a Liberia that is self-reliant, prosperous, and equipped to meet the needs of its citizens. Let this moment serve as both the celebration of what we have accomplished and the rallying call for greater achievements in the future. We count on your continued support as we aim to set new records and break new grounds in 2025.
The Liberia Revenue Authority Director General Double Jada speaking at a press conference Tuesday. A volunteer teacher at Town Public School in Pearl River District 17 is calling on the Bwaka Combs administration to take appropriate actions by incorporating volunteer teachers on the Ministry of Education's payroll. According to Wesley Johnson, volunteer teachers at the institution have been providing services for a long period, stressing the need for urgent inclusion on the MOE's payroll. Wesley Johnson made these comments in an interview with Kear News Tuesday.
Indeed, I'm a volunteer for almost over 5 years. I also work with other institutions as a volunteer at Ghana. It's very unfortunate that the government, in all our efforts, has not catered towards us. We try to know the minds of the students, we try to know the minds in terms of discipline, in terms of understanding the subject, but yet we have been punished. The government, the government left, the premises fell on a solid ground, and now this time around we're also punished, and we're waiting the government to employ us. Unfortunately for us, the budget with respect to the SACA at the house delayed the process, but we still have hope that this government will indeed employ the voluntary teacher. But the time since school opens September, we are then coming hoping to be employed. And I believe that the government will do that with the passing of the new budget. If the government does not do that, it will be very bad for us because in the institution that I speak to you, in the afternoon section, near the same has division. We have only two teachers at the table. All the other teachers that they are only.
A volunteer teacher at the Town Public School in Pearl River District 17, Wesley Johnson. In another development, the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism has denied allegations against the Liberia National Police and the National Security Agency by the prime suspect in the Capitol building fire incident in Monrovia. Addressing the press at MICAD on Tuesday, Information Minister Jalimic Pia said the Barker's administration will never condone torture and inhuman treatment against its own people.
The government expressly denies that these security personnel engage in acts of cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment against individual agents and that real national police in connection with them of the conduct of capital. The government is therefore spoken to anticipate with factor wisdom by national or international organizations, by journalists, private actors, and welcome such investigations and this matter. The government assures that such investigators will have unfettered access to state facilities. One question. Normally, when something occurs, the government will immediately investigate. But with specific reference to the police, people are not pleased, do not permit that the matter goes to superior complaint review board, which will conduct an independent investigation. That investigation process is on. We will not try to influence or dictate the procedure of the investigation.
Liberia's Information Minister Jalimic Pia speaking at the MICAD regular press briefing Tuesday. The visiting high-power delegation of the World Bank on Tuesday toured the Mount Coffee hydropower plant and other facilities operated by the Liberia Electricity Corporation and is funded by the World Bank in Liberia. Speaking during a brief welcoming ceremony, LC Interim Managing Director Thomas Gonkowan disclosed that all government entities will become paying current bills effective beginning next month.
The next program is a transition to prepaid for all geo entities. That program will start this month. Because all government entities to prepaid. That will improve our liquidity and we will have to see some money to make everything from it. Another thing is establishment of digital offices. We want to decentralize the LEC and make sure that the services are provided to the people. We are proposing digital offices. Our first digital offices we are looking at is the first price, which will be in RIA, Takata, Clay, Painesville, and also Bushman. I'd just like to emphasize our appreciation to the World Bank for their support. Against the presentation to highlight our capacity as a constraint and our roadmap to where we go from here in solving the energy gap. We highly appreciate all the projects that we have ongoing. Those are been completed have made a lot of impact to the energy sector. So we'd like to say thank you to the World Bank and to all our donor partners for such a support. We can assure you that we are, the management team are prepared to deliver to you to the best of our ability to make sure that the energy sector is at another level, no matter what time we have to serve. When we leave, we want to assure you, when we still want to assure you that we are prepared to take the energy sector to another level. You see that our load growth over the years between 2025 to 2035 will be reaching from 154 megawatts all the way to 977 megawatts. We'll be able to extend our access to those solar and connect to large customers. So you can see that our energy portfolio will be growing substantially over the years to come. We appreciate the World Bank support. The 50% conditional financing are very been committed by the World Bank. We very much appreciate that. That has given the catalyst, but we are hoping that we can excel in that front and start the project. We tend to decentralize the entity of programs so that it becomes institutionalized and is available in all parts of our cover area.
Interim Managing Director of the Liberia Electricity Corporation, Thomas Gungawan. Meanwhile, the head of the dedication of the World Bank, Usman Yaganan, who is also the World Bank Vice President for Western and Central Africa, expressed satisfaction on the work done by the NEC.
We are very delighted to be on the site of Kofi and to engage with ADC management and see also the investment that have been made. So I took note that ADC has just celebrated 50 years of managing this and good progress has been made. Obviously, formidable challenge remains the road toward universal access remain long, but this is what has been done, especially recently. We are confident in the context of the mission 300 million. That's what Bank is promoting. That Liberia will continue to make further progress in order to give access to refugee population. This will require that we invest, public investment, obviously, on reform, on transmission, on distribution, and of course on generation as well. But the banking is partnership between Liberia will definitely continue to support the country toward its goal.
Ospanin Yaganan, he is the World Bank Vice President for Western and Central Africa. Former presidential aide Sekou Carrasco Damaro had described the apology of Senator DeLong as deceptive, urging Liberians not to accept. Carrasco told journalists that the apology rendered by Senator DeLong clearly shows how the Unity Party lied its way to power and said the deceptive politics was dangerous for Liberia's democracy.
Well, I consider that apology from Senator Dillon as being deceptive, and this kind of apology should not be accepted because, yes, it's about making a way to leadership of the country, but it should be based on sincerity and honesty. But if you clearly know that some of the things you said or you are saying will be counterproductive to your leadership, you should try to avoid it. And owning everything and seeing everything around you, we understand clearly that the United Party lied their way into power, and those lies are catching up with them. They can maintain some of the things they said, especially with the president flying not only outside the country, locally too, with private plane from one place to another. And that was one of the cardinal reasons that some Liberians thought that it was of President Weah being president because he was using the private jet to fly from one place to another. And to see Mr. Barker today, who's the president of the country, not only using it to go out of the country, but also using it domestically, and Senator Dillon coming out to apologize, I think apology is very deceptive. No genuine Liberian should accept these kind of apologies because it's not honest, it's not sincere.
At the same time, Carrasco argued that the UP regime under President Joseph Walker has nothing to offer the country, evidenced by the many unexplained fire outbreaks, mysterious deaths, and disregard for the rule of law.
I think it is definitely a very dangerous trend in our politics because everything that went on during the elections is not the first time. And we saw from Representative Yeke Komba, he was one of the person that raised the alarm first. And Mr. Komba was one of the loudest voices in making sure that Mr. Barker was elected as the president. He came up within no time. He understood that this is deceptive and they have no answer to many of the things they said. So he was withdrawing his support. And coming from Senator Dillon, I consider as one of the loudest voices in making sure that Barker is the president of the country. And he coming out today clearly to apologize to the Liberian people for some of the things he said. There will be more apologies coming because many of the things that were said by them, the Unity Party, they don't have answer to those things that they criticize. And clearly, some of the guys, you clearly see that their conscience are not clear. Their conscience are not going down well with them. So the best they can do is to come in a deceptive manner and say they want to apologize. And I genuinely believe that those apologies should not be accepted because it is clearly deceptive. And Mr. Barker has no answer, Mr. Bakai has no absolute answer to the problem in this country. And in the corridor of the Liberian people, based on survey that was conducted by one of your sister stations, they clearly believe that Mr. Bakai was only waiting for a retirement or looking for a retirement package, and he has clearly getting his package. And he cares less about everything that is unfolding in the country, from the violations of our law, from the careless attitude about how the country is proceeding, the death all around the country, the fire situation all around the country. He cares less about what is unfolding. All he cares about is to get his retirement package. And I believe clearly that's the reason why we see some of these guys are coming up at this stage to render on apologies for some of the things they said during the election.
Former President George Weah aide Sekou Carrasco Damaro. At least 120 people are reported to have been killed in random shooting in the Dar es Salaam area of the Sudanese city of Obduma, across the Nile from the capital Khartoum, according to a local volunteer network. The Umbanda Emergency Response Room said the death toll was provisional, suggesting that the number of victims could rise. Rescuers said medical supplies are running low as health workers struggle to tackle large numbers of people with injuries from bombardments. Sudan's civil war, now 21 months old, has killed tens of thousands, uprooted over 12 million, and pushed the country to the brink of famine in what the UN described as one of the world's worst humanitarian disasters. It began last year after the leadership of the army and the paramilitary force, the Arabic Support Forces, fell out over the future direction of the country. Volunteers and emergency response teams have faced challenges assessing certain areas because of ongoing fighting. And rescuers have spent Tuesday putting body bags and survivors from a South African mine where scores of illegal miners are still thought to be at least 2 kilometers underground. 82 people have surfaced alive from the shaft in the area since the rescue mission began. On Monday, police say while 36 dead bodies have been retrieved. On Tuesday, the BBC saw dozens of emaciated miners wearing tattered clothes and no shoes or socks being escorted to a medical tent. Some of the body bags appeared so light that they were only carried by one person. The men have been underground since police operations targeting illicit mining started last year across the country. Relatives and community members have been protesting at the mining site, armed with placards urging the authorities to rescue the miners. They look worried and tell the BBC on Tuesday that they were tired of speaking to the media. Well, listeners, on that foreign note, we wound down the curtains on this May week 6 a.m. edition of Kear News Line. Before we go to a quick reminder of the top stories. Capitol building fire incident prime suspect Thomas Edwards accuses the Liberia National Police and the National Security Agency of human rights violation, but government denies the accusation. The government of Liberia to launch an 8.4 billion national development plan in Buchanan City. Finance Minister Augustine Kafwan says the plan will address critical national issues. Hundreds of Liberians, including Leslie Charles, be farewell to 40 Nima County Senator Prince Johnson, describing him as the godfather of traditional politics. Away from home, at least 120 people killed in random shooting in the Dar es Salaam area of Sudan. The details of all these plus other developments we brought you on this Wednesday's edition of the 6 a.m. Kear News Line program. Sam Mobile Side Control and produced the sounds on behalf of the team. My name is Aloysius Chea. I presented Good Morning.